So this live is going to be kind of dissecting some things with domestic violence, right? And just going over some of the ways and the way I view things. And so this video, I'm going to be saying some of what this lady's saying. So
Beginning of my relationship, me and my ex, it was pretty good. And then
okay, so she says in the beginning of her relationship with her ex, it was pretty good. Now, that's something that's said a lot, right? But it's really not good. It's just that she feels like it's good, and a lot of times hasn't even known the person long enough. But it's a form of gaslighting that a person or a lady can do to themselves. And unfortunately, she's paralyzed in a wheelchair, but she still believes in her mind that the beginning of the relationship was really good. And this is what proves that it wasn't as good as she thinks, is because it ended with her being paralyzed. So it wasn't really good in the beginning, not in the way that she thinks. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. It's a form of gaslighting yourself. Um, for her to live with the fact that she's paralyzed, she may have to believe that it was good. But from what I'm hearing, even the beginning was troubled. It was really never good. And when this part is not recognized, when ladies and women have been in prior domestic violence relationships, if they don't get that part out of their head, then they won't stop the pattern of getting back into these situations. So I have remained, as far as like having an intimate partner, I have remained domestic violence free for many, many years. Now that doesn't mean you won't experience it with your kids, other family members, neighbors, and stuff like that. But I have remained out of a domestic violence relationship with that intimate partner for decades and decades now. Okay. So one of the things I realized is the beginning was never good.
and after a while, he started having petty disagreements and arguing.
So after a while, he started having petty disagreements and arguments, she says. So after a while, that ain't years down the road that that started happening. That actually started happening sooner than she thinks. Because remember, at first, she points out that in the beginning, it was good, but it was never good. Okay, you have let me see, there's a comment. Okay, I have ED. I'm scared of expressing. This is what somebody says. I'm scared of expressing this to my girlfriend. What should I do? I'm working to fix it. I mean, ED is erectile dysfunction. Mm, okay, I'm not going to call out the person named it. So if you have erectile dysfunction, just I mean, your girlfriend should be able to figure that out on her own. And some girlfriends are okay with that situation. And so I think you should tell her sooner versus later, or I don't see why she hasn't figured that out already. Erectile dysfunction is kind of obvious. I mean, you got to get into a relationship with somebody that's not that understands that a relationship is not based on if someone's getting an erection. I mean, real love doesn't involve that, but I mean, if she's a lady and she wants to have like kids and stuff, that may be more of a concern. Um, just don't take it out on her. Like a lot of men, when they start going through erectile dysfunctions, they start developing a lot of anger towards their girlfriend. Just be nice. I saw this video, y'all. it'll make me cry. And this young man has his own YouTube channel. He was in a boating accident with his family, and he got his legs. Um, I don't even see how he survives. He got his part of his penis, legs, hips, all of that stuff was cut off. He got bags on the side of him, and his girlfriend did not leave him, and he doesn't even have a dick anymore. He was a young man too, and his girlfriend stayed with him and was carrying him around. He was a real good-hearted young man, and it was a boating accident that happened. They were out on their boats, and he was with his parents and siblings and all kind of stuff. His YouTube channel, I forgot the name of it, but it would be in my history somewhere. I wish I could go find that. It was like years ago, and like I said, he doesn't even have his dick anymore, and his girlfriend didn't leave him. So, I mean, erectile dysfunction, you still have your dick. I mean, there's medications and stuff. With erectile dysfunction, that's pretty much fixable nowadays. They have a lot of cures and treatments for that. Just exercise, walk more, figure out why there's lack of blood flow in that area. So let me see. How would you go about handling that? I don't think it's a deal breaker. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, but I'm not your girlfriend. So that could be a deal breaker for her. So you just got to find somebody that's willing to work with you with that. I think if she really loved you, she would work with you. That's just my opinion. Because at the end of the day, a dick or pussy doesn't really end the relationship usually. It's the other stuff like cheating, bad communication, lack of financial stability, lack of spirituality. People don't believe in the Lord. Family disputes, having in-laws you're fighting with all the time. That's really the stuff that ends a relationship. So may the Lord bless you. I'm not going to call out your name because of the personal comment that you left about your erectile dysfunction. And I don't think the world needs to have your name called out with you pointing out that you have ED. So in this case, I'm not going to call your name out. Okay. So like I said, may the Lord bless you and may you be healed from that. I have medical
Art about
okay.
nonsense, simple
Oh my
stuff that we
God.
could talk.
This is like I have everyone as they grow. I mean, I've had medical problems since I was a little girl. Asthma, ear surgeries. I was a sleepwalker. I had all kind of medical problems as a child, nightmares. So all of this stuff is under control. And then I've developed medical problems as I got older. I have a little mild anxiety, stuff like that. So yeah, everybody has medical problems. So with the erectile dysfunction, how old are you? If you don't mind me knowing your age. This will kind of help me add some other advice. So that if the gentleman is still in here that has the erectile dysfunction, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? And if you don't want to put your exact age, just give me an age close to your age. 29. Okay. So do you know what the underlying medical condition is that's making you have that at 29? Because 29, you're pretty young. Like, do you have hypertension, which is high blood pressure? Are you a diabetic? Why are you having erectile dysfunction at 29? Are you stressed out? I know for some men it's stress. Smoking, inactivity, and depression. Okay, so that's easy to fix. So I used to drink Coca-Cola, and it almost paralyzed me. I was ambulanced in all over drinking Coca-Cola, y'all. And my left side was almost paralyzed as if I had had a stroke. This is all over Coca-Cola. Don't drink that stuff. So Coca-Cola and cigarettes are on the same level to me. So you got to love yourself. So the day I was ambulanced in and my left side wasn't working, They had to put steroids in my IV, had me back in some room with a heroin addict, and he's telling me he don't fuck with Coca-Cola. I'm telling him I don't fuck with heroin. Actually, I'm more fucked up than the heroin addict, and I'm drinking Coca-Cola. So, since you know that it's smoking, inactivity, and depression. So the smoking causes depression. I want you to know that. So the nicotine, I've had several family members that smoke cigarettes. My dad, let me begin with him. He had depression. My sons smoked and suffered from depression. I had another white lady witness to me that she suffered from depression for 10 years. The depression went away when she stopped smoking cigarettes. So inactivity, you can walk approximately 3 miles an hour. So start walking 9 miles a day, and you don't have to do it all at one time. You can walk an hour and a half and get half of the miles in, and then walk another hour and a half. So in an hour and a half, you could walk 4.5 miles in an hour and a half. And then in the other hour and a half, walk another 4.5 miles. And then that'll knock out the depression. For the depression, get you some St. John's wort. You can buy it from the pharmacy, Rite Aid, CVS Pharmacy, and stuff like that. And then you can get the 300 milligram St. John's wort in the green bottle. And you can take up to 900 milligrams a day. So take about 3 of those a day. Start out with 1 a day and see what it does. So you can knock out the depression with St. John's wort. And then just start walking and stop smoking. Most of your problems are coming from smoking cigarettes. So what you got to do, you got to like cut this stuff cold turkey. So like when I went and was ambulanced in and my left side was paralyzed from drinking Coca-Cola, y'all. Okay. Yeah, from just drinking Coca-Cola. And I also had acute kidney failure. Okay, so smoking and Coca-Cola, cocaine, heroin, all these substances causes great harm. So basically, you got to love your dick more than you do the cigarettes. So I would pick your dick over the cigarettes and just let the cigarettes go. I mean, cigarettes ain't worth being 29 years old. And since you know that smoking cigarettes, and yes, nicotine can do this, y'all. People thinking, oh, well, he's 29. It ain't the cigarettes. Yes, it is. Smoking cigarettes at 29, and he probably, you've been smoking them since you've been like 15, huh? How long you been smoking cigarettes? If you don't mind me asking. You've been doing it some years, huh? I bet you have. Yep, he said he started smoking at the age of 14, right? He just confirmed what I said. I said 15. He said 14. Same thing. So he's 29 years old, started smoking at 14. So he's what you call a long-term addict. And so after about 15 years of smoking cigarettes, then his penis doesn't work anymore, and nicotine can do this. Even some of the doctors won't tell you this. So you just gotta, and it's the same way with Coca-Cola. I drank Coca-Cola for over 10 years till it caused me acute kidney failure. I'm having no problems with my kidney. When they told me acute kidney failure, had me in the back room with a heroin addict, I was ambulanced in, couldn't move my left side like I had a stroke. I just thank the Lord I came out of there with everything working like it did before. I have no problems with my kidney. I don't even want to look at a Coca-Cola. One of my favorite YouTubers drinks Coca-Cola on his videos now. And I really can't stand to see him drink it because I know how deadly Coca-Cola can be. So the smoking the cigarettes is causing the depression, and the depression is making it where you're inactive and you don't want to walk. So this can all lead to you being in a wheelchair and in a power chair, and you don't want this for yourself. So you just gotta, as of right now, say I want my dick and fuck these cigarettes. That's the only thing you could do at this point. You gotta cut it cold turkey, because if you don't cut it cold turkey, you're gonna end up see, you don't want this erectile dysfunction to go into a mode where it's pretty much not fixable. So you wanna nip this in the bud now. You just don't want it to go no further. I did it cold turkey, and you probably was under some kind of stress at 14. That's the age, that peer pressure age. At 14 is when it starts. But yes, cigarettes cause depression and erectile dysfunction. Now, some doctors will say, "Oh, young man, them cigarettes ain't causing your dick to go out." Yes, it is. Don't listen to doctors all the time, because they'll gaslight you, because they want you to stay on the fucking cigarettes. So then you have heart problems. So this is an early red flag. So you want to stop smoking these cigarettes before you have an abnormal EKG, you end up having a heart attack, and you have a bunch of more medical problems going on. So yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. Let's pray for you right now. To the one most high, the Lord in heaven, may you please release this 29-year-old young man from smoking cigarettes, so that he can get his dick back working, and then he has no more other medical problems. I don't want this young man to have any more other medical problems. And I'm so proud of you for realizing that it's because of the cigarettes. You know why you know it's the cigarettes? Because you've seen how it's gradually gotten worse. You're probably able to notice, if I don't smoke a cigarette for a couple of days, my dick is working again. You're noticing these things about your body. So I commend you for being very observant on what's happening to your body. And it's only going to get worse. Smoking is one of the number one causes of kidney dysfunction and kidney failure. You don't want to be on dialysis. You don't want that for yourself. You don't want damage done to your heart. You don't want to be having heart attacks. Oh, it also ages you. The average smoker will look 15 years older than what they are. I saw it on the Dr. Oz, one of the shows. I think Dr. Oz was maybe on the Oprah show years ago. So yeah, you want to cut that out. Just cut it cold turkey. You don't need no patches. Pray 2 to 5 times a day. Pray that spirit off you. Take the pack of cigarettes and just stomp on them and crush them like you fighting for your life. Just step on them. Yeah, just step on them and be done with them. Beat up your cigarette pack and be done. It's not worth it. Your dick is way more valuable than freaking cigarettes, trust me. Especially at 29 years old. You're too young for that. You don't want to be, I could see any age. I'm not going to say it's okay at any age for your dick to be going out due to some cigarettes. Cigarettes are stupid. You going to feel better. You going to smell better. Your depression will go away because your clothes and everything gonna smell better. So okay, the young man says, like I said, I'm not gonna call your name out because of the privacy of your comment. So he says, thank you so much. It's hard to express this to anyone. I'm glad you took my problem seriously. Oh, you're welcome. And on this channel, I answer questions for free. So I don't need no Cash App, no Zelle, PayPal. I don't do all that stuff. That's one of the things I like about this being a small channel is that I can actually answer questions for free. And then it's not too many questions because I'm a small channel. So I'm not getting like 50 questions to answer. So that's the beauty of being a small channel is that I'm actually able to help one person. I know for sure I help one person. But fuck them cigarettes. It ain't worth it. And when you're my age, trust me, one of the things I love about my life is that my habits, even when I was a Coca-Cola drinker, I cut it long time ago. So that way, when I'm coming into my middle age life, that crap is done with. It ain't worth it. You don't want to be my age and have an EKG that's abnormal, heart attacks. I know a few of my elders. Trust me, it's not cool when you older. I see 80-year-olds dancing, kicking it, having a good time. It's not worth it. And you probably a good looking man too. So you want to stay good looking. Oh, it's very hard to give up sugar and soda. I crave it so badly from time to time. Yeah, so you got more than just the cigarette habit. You got the soda too. Yeah, you're just destroying your temple. And so you just gotta, it's not gonna work just weaning yourself off of it. In this case, you wanna get your body back, right? So what happens with cigarette smokers and nicotine is the worst. So what happens with cigarette smokers is that hold on one second, y'all. Hello? Yeah, I'm answering a good question on the live. So do you have any input about erectile dysfunction? You don't? Okay. Huh? It's a 29-year-old young man on here that's having trouble with it because of cigarettes. Cigarette smoking. Yeah, that's what I just told him too. Okay, so I'm gonna finish answering it. Okay, I'll call you back. So what I try to do is get the advice from men too on stuff like that because I don't have a dick, so I just try to get advice because that way to make sure I'm on the right page. So 29 years old, you just got to kick it right away. I mean, kick the habit, cold turkey. I did it with Coca-Cola. Okay, you said you started going to the gym. Y'all, I forgot the whole basic reason I even came on this live. I'll get back to that though. Let me see. I started going to the gym. My girlfriend got me a membership for it. But you have upper chest pains when running. Yeah, that's because of the cigarettes. See, the nicotine is causing inflammation in your heart. So your heart actually gets inflamed from cigarettes. So yeah, it will cause chest pains. But if you take like 600 milligrams of ibuprofen to knock out that inflammation, so you'll have to like go to get some ibuprofen, get a prescription, or like take 3 ibuprofens. I'm scared to go to the doctor because I get very deep in thoughts with death. Oh, so yeah, nicotine causes suicidal thoughts too. My dad had those as well. Depression, kind of like feeling like you don't want to live no more. Nicotine causes all of that. Yeah, so just cut the cigarettes. I mean, this is an easy fix. It may not feel easy, but it is easy. You know exactly what's causing your problem. So your life just sucks. Yeah, but you can fix it. Just take the cigarettes outside and step on them. Get a bucket and just put them in a bucket and just soak the cigarettes up so they look nasty so you don't do it no more. I mean, this is an easy fix. When I went in the hospital, when I was on Coca-Cola, I ain't drank another Coca-Cola since. It's real easy. They telling me my kidney failing. I'm having acute kidney failure. My left side don't work. I'm in the back room with a heroin addict telling me he don't fuck with Coca-Cola. So just leave this shit alone. This is simple. And all the other symptoms will go away. Walk it out too. Yeah, you can reverse it. I reversed it. I was about your same age when I was ambulanced in for Coca-Cola. It definitely reversible. You just gotta cut it cold turkey. You don't want to play around with it and keep doing it. Just smash the cigarettes up. Replace the cigarettes with like water, lemonade, some kind of tea. Find a favorite food. Like when you feel like you want to smoke a cigarette, just eat an ice cream bar or something. You got to find another addiction other than cigarettes that's not so toxic. Okay, you said, I'm glad you're strong mentally. Yeah, thank you. And you can be strong mentally too when you cut the cigarettes. But I am confirming that nicotine does cause depression, suicidal thoughts, because what happens is it builds up in your system for a long time. So, like you said, you started smoking it at 14 years old. So it's just built up in your system. And it's basically what it's doing is like slowly poisoning you, and it's messing with your brain chemicals and causing a bunch of problems. So just cut it. Your girlfriend more valuable than the cigarettes. You just cut it cold turkey, and all these problems that you're having to go away. And just get St. John's wort. So instead of getting those patches, get St. John's wort and just take 3 of those a day. It's a natural herb. St. John's wort is just a natural herb, and it will help anxiety, and it'll help stabilize your mood. Yep, St. John. It's St. John's wort. So WORT. And get the 300 milligrams in the green bottle. Up here, we have it at like what we call CVS Pharmacy. They have the best one. The 300 milligrams, and you can take up to 3 a day. Or just start out with 1 a day. But the most I would take is 3 a day. And it's just a herb. They're like capsules. Get the capsules. And then you just replace that with the cigarettes. And so that way you won't have so much anxiety. And St. John's wort is not going to do nothing to you. It's just a natural herb. Yeah, and you can be strong mentally too. Yeah, exactly. St. John's wort, you could take that every day for the rest of your life, but you just want to take it as needed. I'm not big on medication. Just take it when you feel like it. You want to at least take it for 7 days straight till it gets in your system. Then it's just a natural herb. It's not going to do anything to you that's bad. It's very rare that somebody would have an allergic reaction to it. It's not going to cause you to be constipated or nothing. It's going to be like a healthy version of cigarettes, but it's going to do good stuff. And the reason I'm suggesting it, St. John's wort, it says on there it's a mood stabilizer, right? But it gets rid of depression and anxiety. So you got to remember, as you getting the cigarettes out of your system, you want to be putting something else in your system that gets rid of depression, because it's going to be like a struggle over time. Yeah, and just take the St. John's wort as needed. That's what I suggest. You might take it for a month and be cool and never need no more of it. You don't, you see, the thing is, you got kind of like an addictive personality. And so you already trying to get addicted to St. John's wort. And that's not the point. And it's wort like WORT. Any more questions? And then just drink a lot of water, start walking. Do you have any other channels besides YouTube? And do you come live often here? Yeah, I have been doing more lives, almost at least every 2 days. Yes, you're right about me having an addictive personality. I have searched it up and found it. I'll buy it soon. Yeah. And what store did you find it at? It's the, hold on one second. I'm gonna go get, because I got a bottle here too. So I'm gonna go get the bottle and see what brand it is. So hold on just one second. Okay, sorry about that. So this is the brand you want to get. Okay, so no, this is the one I got. See, here it is. I got a bottle right here. So we live on this here. Okay, so it really works. So it's called St. John's wort, and it's the Nature's Bounty brand. So Nature, Natures, and then Bounty, BOUNT. And it'll say St. John's wort, 300 milligrams, promotes a positive mood, herbal health, 100 capsules. And it'll be like a green bottle. You got that? To the YouTuber that's asking the question, like I said, I'm not going, yeah, exactly. CVS Pharmacy by Nature's Bounty, 300 milligrams. And so the most I recommend, oh, you're welcome. Thank you. No problem. So, yeah, so see, you hear me shaking these pills, right? So I'm not going to recommend nothing to you that I wouldn't do. So I keep these available because I have mild anxiety. So this also, for a person with an addictive personality, because I have an addictive personality as well. So I have it. That's how I recognize it. So people with addictive personalities, they're easy to get addicted to drinks, coffee, Coca-Cola, cigarettes, cocaine, heroin, women, men. We get addicted to a lot of stuff. And I think the addiction links to the anxiety. And then when we get addicted to stuff, the anxiety gets worse. So I don't take this every day, but if I get stressed out, I will. Because this is safer than like psych meds and getting on all that other stuff. Did you know that antipsychotic medications shrink the brain? I just learned that on a doctor's website like 2 weeks ago. So a lot of people, they won't take St. John's wort, and then they'll go to a doctor and get a anxiety medication. But they're linking antipsychotic medications. So when someone takes an antipsychotic, it actually shrinks the brain. You can look this up and find it yourself. So I'm a ride or die for St. John's wort. When I first learned about it, I was in a real bad marriage. So I got kind of like down sometimes, but I got rid of the marriage. But I took St. John's wort. And then later in the years, they determined that it helped anxiety, but it also helps getting off of addictions too. So as you're gonna cut these cigarettes cold turkey and just get you a bottle of this, start walking and drinking water, and then drink like tea, lemonade. I like pure leaf sweet tea. Drink 12 ounces of that. What's harshly? What does that mean? Is that like a brand? Oh, okay, you say you've done almost every drug possible with friends back in your early 20s. Okay. And and you're very right about the anxiety rooting from it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what leads to a lot of drug and food addictions. When I used to smoke weed a lot, I'll get anxious and critique myself. Yeah. So basically, you got off those drugs and just stayed on the cigarettes. Is that what happened? That's what happened. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's no. See, I have an addictive personality too. So I was just talking to my cousin about. We was talking about like jobs where you're selling alcohol and stuff like that. So I kind of know what kind of personality I got. So I kind of avoid those kind of jobs. That way I'm not tipping up all the liquor. Because I've been and took all the people drinks. And next thing you know, I'm a full blown alcoholic. So I kind of know that about myself. So I don't take on those kind of job positions. You laugh. Yeah. I'm serious. You got to know yourself. You got to know that, hey, I have the personality of an addict. And you got to understand with addiction, you're not always strong enough to fight it off. So you got to be strong by just doing it cold turkey. And then another piece of advice, um, other people that are on drugs and smoking cigarettes, stay away from those kind of people too. And it is possible. You may not have a lot of people around you. See, when you're on drugs and smoking cigarettes and drinking a lot, the beauty of that life is it's so many people around. So you say when you drink, you do it every day. And when I stop, I just completely stop. Okay, so you got to do the same thing with the cigarettes. But it goes on like this on and off, but I am never able to completely let it all go. That's because of the people around you. See, you're around other drinkers and addicts. So you got to cut the people out your life. That's what it is. Because I know you got a smoking buddy. Anybody that smokes cigarettes, they smoke with other people. What? You completely do it by yourself now? Because the other people probably off the cigarettes, right? I have cut off all my weed friends. Okay, I get what you're saying. So that's why you're doing it by yourself. So you already have been on the road to getting rid of people out your life that are on drugs. So, okay, so you live by yourself. Okay. Yeah, you just got to care about yourself more. Look up videos of men that's going through like kidney dialysis, men that's got heart problems. Because you got to remember, you're 29 years old now, but your years are going to go really fast. And next thing you know, you're going to be 40 and 50. And while all the other 40 and 50-year-olds are at the gym working out and walking and doing videos, you're going to be fucked up in a power chair. That's if you're going to be able to afford it. You might be in that old school $100 chair that you move in with your arms. You might be real fucked up, for real. I would get off the cigarettes and love yourself more. Oh, you be crying? Thinking about how your life is flashing away? Yeah. And that's part of the depression. And that's why I recommend it. Get the St. John's wort, the Nature's Bounty, the capsules. It's 100 capsules in here. And just start out with one a day, right? Just start there, see how you react to it, and then two, but I never go over three. Three a day totals 900 milligrams. And I keep 2 bottles here at the house because everybody in my house has a little anxiety. It runs in my family. My whole family got it. Okay. Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with crying, but just you wanna suicide is serious. You got a pistol at the house? You armed? Because sometimes people get so depressed they shoot themselves in the head. Yeah, so if you got depression, you shouldn't have no guns around. The video, oh, okay, no, that's good. Okay, that's good. Just for safety reasons. And until the depression is gone, anybody that has a pistol should have it locked up in a safe. The worst thing they can do is have it like laying around the house or under a pillow or something like that. You just put it up in a safe. Because depression ain't no joke. You know, Tina Turner's son committed suicide. And she didn't think he was going to do that, but he did it. So it can happen to anybody. If Tina Turner's son, oh, okay, you can never kill yourself. That's good. Yeah. Okay. You said you love your parents. You could never kill yourself for all they've done for you. I've just rock bottom in my life and my problem. Okay, but this is the thing about suicide, right? When you're mixing depression with chemicals. So remember, nicotine is a slow poison. So, like, look at how it caused depression and erectile dysfunction and all of these issues within you just because you smoked it so long. And anxiety and all of that. So if you kept doing the cigarettes, it could lead to a more severe suicidal thought. So you don't want to underestimate nicotine. You live in the United States? So the young man that's on the nicotine? I think you live in the United States, right? Oh, yeah, you did. You said earlier you was in New York. You said you live in New York. Okay, so never mind. You already answered that. Okay, so that's what they do. So, see, nicotine helps the medical profession make a lot of money because it makes people have depression. It makes them bipolar. It makes them suicidal. It does a bunch of stuff. It makes them commit crimes. Sometimes people that are suicidal hurt somebody else. So then the police department, judges, the government, everybody makes money off people that's on nicotine. So it's a really big money market that does not benefit the smoker. The smoker is just paying money. There's no benefit that the smoker is getting. So start looking at life like that. Like everybody is using you. And then once you come to grips with that, you might get kind of mad about it. Like everybody getting paid off me. And then feel kind of silly about it. Get you some, well, this is a form of therapy right here. You could come here anytime and you can come on any of my lives. And even when I'm not on a live, if you leave a comment, I can support you and answer a question that way too. But you can always answer it here. You'll get more out of it if you answer the question in the live. Okay, this will be a bit more personal. It's the nicotine for sure, but I am also addicted to online porn. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. You addicted to porn too? Um, I am just completely lost in life with all these nonsense, with all this nonsense. The only thing going for me, oh, the only thing going for you is your job. So you know what's making you probably watch porn is the nicotine. The nicotine affects the brain and will make you watch pornography. If you free your brain from the nicotine, basically look at it like this. Your brain is like smoked up. So, but it's not permanently damaged. Once you get off the nicotine, then you'll be less interested in pornography. And being addicted to porn also will ruin your relationship with your girlfriend. So it's just all, you already know that you have an addictive personality. So you understand yourself, so you'll be able to stop doing it eventually. Because the first step is recognizing, me as a gentleman, you'll be talking to yourself saying, me as a man, I have an addictive personality. So you say that to yourself since you're a man. I'm a lady. And just recognize it, pray, get you some St. John's wort, drink water, exercise, get you some pure leaf sweet tea, couple cups of coffee. Yeah, you was doing this from a very young age. And that's what it is. But you're still young and you can stop doing all this stuff. You can actually stop it. So yeah. Yeah, and thank you for asking. Hopefully my advice helps. And then just come on the lives if you want to talk about it some more. I can help you, with this stuff. I'm gonna eventually at some point get my certified life coach, get my life coach certification, the certified life coach certification, and then I'll be able to help more people. So once I get that, I'll let y'all know. And my prices will be really affordable too. Thank you for the praying hands. So yeah, when I get my certified life coach certification, I'll be able to help because I have a lot of experience and then I have the same issues myself. So because I have an addictive personality, I can relate to whatever addiction you have. My addictions were just different than what yours are. Okay. And one of the ways I fight these addictions, y'all, I've had people try to bring me into like different addictions, right? I had an ex. He used to call me. He used to try to get me to watch pornography. I tapped on, what is it, Pornhub or whatever. I just got out of it. I went online, tapped on one video. It disgusted me and I left. So just be watchful and mindful of people that want to bring you in their addiction. So I'm not gonna let that man was an old man. I was like, I'm not gonna let this old man's addiction affect me. So you want to get off this stuff so you don't be a disgusting, creepy old man when you're older. Because see, you're 29, so you could just be off all this stuff by the time you're 30. Forget that weaning yourself off of it and all that stuff. Just cut this stuff cold turkey. You just got to cut it cold turkey and just be done with it. So hopefully this helps. But what I wanted to go over with y'all is, and this video may help. Hold on. I got to go back to the video. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to tell you something, y'all. Discussing domestic violence and learning about domestic violence can help you cut addictions. You know why? Because it teaches you boundaries and what to do and what not to do and the early red flags of something. So hold on one second. because I was saying earlier, the girl was saying there wasn't no problems in the beginning of the relationship. And then I don't know, I almost want to talk about the other video. Hold on. I gotta go back to it. Because I want y'all to actually hear what she's saying. Hold on. Let me see if it's any more comments. Are there any more questions that anybody has? Okay, so this lady, her boyfriend paralyzed her, right? Because he ended up shooting her. Hold on.
It was pretty good. And then after a while, he started having petty disagreements and arguing nonsense, simple stuff that we could talk out and ignore each.
So she said it's simple stuff. Okay, so let me see. The gentleman said you answered all my questions. I'm grateful for it. Just here now listening to you. What time is it for you? So it is 5:59 my time, and I'm on the West Coast. So yeah, so I'm grateful for you too. Yeah, just you gotta, like I said, my channel is small, so this is the benefit of coming to a small channel. And I have a lot of experience with addictive personalities, trust me. And once you get your body back, because see, if you cut them cigarettes cold turkey, yeah, if you cut them cigarettes cold turkey, then you will get your body back. Once you see, you've forgotten how good your body feels. Because see, when you got like alcohol and cigarettes and things going into your body a lot, you kind of forget how your body will feel without that. It's just like when I stopped drinking Coca-Cola, right? My body felt like my body again. I thought my body was normal when I was drinking soda pop, but once I stopped drinking Coca-Cola, my body felt even better, put it that way. And it'll be the same way with cigarettes if you stop smoking the cigarettes. And then when you and then take the pornography. This is what you do. I know this is hard because you a man. Just take the pornography videos and just throw them in the put them in like a bag, because you don't want no kids to get to it. Take them to a big dumpster and just dump them in the dumpster and say, Satan, I hate you. Tell Satan how much you hate him and just dump the pornography videos in the dumpster. Or if you're watching it online, delete your apps that you're watching pornography on. Because I understand that pornography is not just the CDs and stuff. So it's just everywhere. It's on social media platforms like Instagram. So you watch pornography on Instagram. But see, social media, you tap into what you want to watch. So see, I'm not seeing no pornography on Instagram and social media because I'm not looking for that. So you're basically finding what you're looking for. If you want to look for pornography, that's what you're going to find. But if you actually are watching it like on CDs and stuff, just dump the stuff out. So, okay, let's finish with this video with this lady saying.
For each other. And so then from there, we were working on ourselves. We were both writing down our goals and executing.
So she's saying that when she was with this man, she was writing down her goals, but he didn't care nothing about her goals, y'all. You know, but she believed that they were doing goals together.
Executing them one by one, had goals together, and I guess it was just all a lot because we would argue at times. We could never just talk it out. So August.
Arguing is a major red flag when you're dealing with someone and y'all can't ever talk anything out. It's a sign that they're irrational. Okay. And anybody that's irrational, whether they be a lady or a man, they will kill you. They may not kill you that exact same day, but it's going to lead to death, incarceration, or serious injury. Okay. And whether she realized it or not, she was addicted to her boyfriend. That's a form of an addiction, too. So her addiction led her to being paralyzed because when you're addicted, you don't see the red flags. That's just my opinion.
August 4th, 2024, I dropped him off at work, and my grandma was out of town. She had left us her car, so that way he would.
So her grandma left her the car. So consider grandma kind of a little enabler because she's going to say that the grandma left them the car. So the grandma should be leaving her the car, not him the car, because she's not even married to the boyfriend. But you know how you got those nice grandmothers? That's why it's good to have a mean grandmother. Because the mean grandma would have said, I'm leaving you this car. Make sure he don't get in it. I'm not leaving him the car. He needs to go buy his own car. But her nice grandmother, which pretty much is an enabler, left them the car. That's bad. And then it's just going to go down from there, y'all. Listen.
He was able to get to and from work, and I had been DoorDashing him all day after I dropped him off. And my cousins had texted me and asked.
And she's just dropping him off. So the dynamics of the relationship has changed because it doesn't seem like she's known him very long, is what I'm getting. So she's dropping him off, and then he's basically becoming like a spoiled baby. And men aren't spoiled babies. So she's dropping him off. The grandma then gave them the car to use. Grandma, I think she's not in town at this point or something. I don't know. She ain't even watching them. These are young people.
Stop by and see them at this Airbnb they had rented out. I stopped by for a few hours, went home, started getting ready. I was dragging it. I had went and I invited this girl cousin to come out with me as well. I called out to us and was like, hey, y'all think y'all can go to the store and get a bottle for us? We got that actually also took like 20, 30 minutes. Then went back, and so we went in. This is my first time going in, so we went in all together. And I knew my ex-boyfriend was getting off at 12 from work, and I knew I had to be to pick him up. And so then
now she went to go pick up her boyfriend at 12 midnight, y'all. It's too late for her to be out picking him up like that. So remember, some of the worst things happen after 9 p.m., y'all. Midnight, picking up her boyfriend alone, and he's somebody that likes to argue a lot, and they could never work out their problems in a rational way. So he's already showed he's kind of irrational just by the way they bicker.
12 o'clock, I reached out to my ex and I let him know, like, I don't think I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna just send you a lift. Is that okay? Is that cool? And so I just sent him a lift. And my guess is when I called him, he heard males in the background talking. He got angry from that.
He's very jealous too, y'all. So when she said she'll call him a lift, he heard males in the background, and this was one of his triggers. But this is just one of his triggers. His other triggers, I don't even think that she really noticed. And I'll tell you what those are. Yes, she's picking up on one red flag, that he's jealous. And then if somebody's jealous, let them calm down from it. You know, so it doesn't sound like there was any like cool off period for him to calm down.
That's telling his tone of his voice. And he was saying, like, why can't you just come get me? What are you doing that you're so busy that you can't leave out and just come get me? And so then I say,
so in some sense, he kind of lured her in because he's like, why can't you come get me right now? So he's putting the pressure on for her to do it right now, and that's not good because that makes her go against her natural intuition of, because her first instinct told her don't go, but he's putting the pressure on, which is a normal man thing. But in this case, this man's dangerous. Now, if a normal man is putting on the pressure, it's not going to be nothing bad coming out of it. But in this case, she's got a psychopath on her hand. He's crazy. This man's crazy, and you getting ready to find out what he did.
And the lift got to him. I let my cousins know, like, hey, y'all, I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to meet him back at home. And so I let them know that I was going to be leaving. And from there, me and his cousin both walked out together. He had arrived at the same time as me. He was standing in the door, like he had just got there. So he came outside and was like, hey, give me keys. I'm about to go to the store. And I was like, I could take you.
So he came outside asking for her keys, but keep in mind it's her grandma's car. So that's definitely a boundary. So of course she naturally told him no, she would drive him because she's respecting that that's her grandmother's vehicle. Okay.
I'm already in the driver's seat, so just hop in. I drove down the street.
And that's a good point she brings up. She was already in the driver's seat. And so she said she'll take him. But that's what pissed him off too. See, she think that he's so jealous because he heard males in the background. She, even through her paralyzation, she may not fully understand what pissed him off too was that she didn't let him take over her vehicle. So that made him mad too.
Investigation, and he went inside. He made a call on a flip phone, and he came back out while he was still on the phone, and he said, okay, I'm gonna call you when I get back to the crib. So then he got in the car, shut the door. From there, I asked him, like, are you about to go out? Told me, like, are you just gonna go back out? And so from there, he didn't say nothing. He signed. I could tell he had attitude. And so from there, I went down the street to the hookah shop to get an orange head. I parked the car. Before I could even get out, he snatches my phone off my lap and throws it across the street. From there,
Okay, so he takes her phone and snatches her phone and throws it across the street. He took it out of her lap. So he's making physical contact with her. That's a red flag.
Immediately bust out crying, like, in tears, because I'm like, I didn't want to argue. And
so she busted out crying in tears over the phone, y'all. See, so, okay, he takes the phone out of her lap, throws it. At that point, she should just drive off, right? So just avoid him completely. Just go ahead and drive off. But she stays around for the rest of the show, okay? And that put her in danger.
And I was just upset about my phone, like.
She's not understanding power and control. She thinks that this is love. So he's just taking power and control. He wants her keys. She said no to that and wouldn't let him drive. So now he's taking more power and control and takes her phone out of her lap. So this is a power and control issue that she didn't know how to get under control. And she didn't know the correct strategy because she's young on how to handle this issue. So it just continues to get worse. Thank you for the likes, y'all.
This is not the first time that he had broke my phone. So I pulled off and.
So he broke her phone before. Okay. So this is not the first time. So what about this? The first time he breaks your phone, leave. Don't talk to the man no more. The relationship is over. I'm quite sure he also didn't reimburse her for the phone. He probably didn't even say he was sorry, y'all. Who knows? But he's already broke your phone. That means he's going to break you next. See, actually, let me explain something to y'all. When a person destroys your property, they're actually trying to control themselves because they're saying, I'm not going to break you or hurt you. I'm going to break your property, but eventually they're going to hit you. It's just a matter of time. So property destruction, the person pulling out a weapon on you,
and I took a moment and
threatening you, all of those things are red flags.
over and I just said, let me calm down. So I just told myself, like, just calm down, go back, try to reason with him.
Okay, so this was a major mistake. She told herself to calm down and go reason with him instead of saying, he's not calm, I'm not going back. She gaslights herself and determines she needs to calm down. Who needs to calm down is him, because he's the one that's trying to ask for her car keys and is taking her phone out of her lap and throwing it. But she's having some kind of cognitive dissonance at this point. So she thinks she needs to calm down instead of saying, he's out of his mind, let me leave him alone.
Try to have a conversation and just try to get my phone back. By this time, I turned from.
See, this phone is worth her life at this point. She just won't just leave the phone, y'all. Just leave the phone. You can get another phone.
He was no longer in the same spot that I left him. So I turned down the street because he was getting ready to start walking down the street. I'm basically yelling out the window like, getting my phone, get in the car. And so then out of nowhere, he pulled out his gun and started shooting in the air. I proceeded to argue with.
So she goes back and he at some point pulls out his gun and starts shooting in the air, y'all.
And before I know it,
and at that point, drive off. There's all these red flags where she can drive off and leave this man. When he took the phone and broke it, when he's shooting in the air. But she thinks she in love, so she keeps staying around.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to get back to the comments. So I'll be back to the comments. I just want to finish this off. So I will be right back to the new comments. So please be patient. Thank you.
Initially on my passenger side, put the gun in my face and he told me, go home, pull off, is one in the head. And so from there, I moved the gun out.
So he warns her. He tells her to go home, pull off, or she gonna get one in the head, something to that degree. So he's actually telling her to leave. So the deranged abuser is telling her to leave. And she doesn't want to give him power and control where he's telling her what to do. So she's staying around for this tragedy, y'all. Never do this. Never stay around for the tragedy.
On my face. And I told him, stop. What is he doing? Get that out my face. Put that up. Before I know it, he let off 4 shots. 2 of them hit me. One in my upper.
So she, he puts the gun in her face and she just pushes it out of her face. Probably the best move to do would be to do what he originally said, drive off and leave. And she's refusing to do that. And see, the thing is with power and control, her kind of waving the gun out of her face, in that case, if she's going to do that, she has to just take the gun from him. So she would have had a better chance of just taking it out of his hand because he wouldn't have expected her to do that. So if she's not going to drive off, don't wave the gun and, kind of like wave at the gun and touch the gun while he has it pointed, because his reflex, he's going to just shoot it because he's out of his mind, basically.
Upper spine, and the second one was in my lower left hip. And so from there, I instantly went numb. Mind you, I was driving. I ended up crashing. I hit a truck that was parked. After the crash, the airbags blew up, hit me in my chest. The car was smoking. And so I started yelling, like, you have to come help me. It took him a minute to come. And so he came over there, and I'm telling him, like, you have to call the EMS. You shouldn't be moving. He ended up finally calling them. They got there pretty fast, but it felt like forever. And so the police finally got there. And he tells me, don't say nothing, I'm gonna go to jail. And so then from there, that was the last thing we ever said to each other for a long time. The police came, and I remember a police officer coming to the back of the EMS. So she turns to me and she goes, this young man out here says he's with you. Can he ride with you? And I said, no, he's the one who shot me. From there, they immediately shut the doors. From there, they told me I was shot twice. 10, 15 minutes of me being there, it seemed like my mom got there. And she just bust out crying immediately. I believe she called my dad a police detective came and I confirmed the weapon, and I woke up the next day in ICU and doctors came in, and that's when they told me that I had a 5% chance of ever walking again. I was just
So he ended up shooting her approximately 4 times, and then she ends up paralyzed. She's real pretty too, and so she ends up paralyzed. But the whole point of me bringing this up is just to go over to like the power and control, like all the chances. Ultimately, she gave her body up for a phone, y'all, because initially she just wouldn't accept that he took that phone and threw it. And she's really not believing that he would shoot her and paralyze her. But somebody that takes your phone and throws it, that has a gun, yes, they will shoot you.
I was just so heartbroken. Later on, after they moved me out,
So she's heartbroken, and she should be. This is a very sad situation.
when I got stable into the room, I found out that there was also 2 other females that got rescued in the same night that I did by their boyfriends. They did not make it. That's when I told myself, I'm going to make a stand in domestic in my community. He was arrested. That was my last time hearing from any of them for a long time until January 1st. January 1st, I ended up making a Get Out account, which is jail communication. But I just kept having these nightmares, and they were getting like worse and worse and worse. I had to ask him why he did what he did. And so I made a Get Out account, and I reached out to him, and he texted me back. And so he ended up calling me, and he immediately got on the phone and was like, how are you? Are you okay? And I was just making him aware of like the damages that he caused to my life. He told me that he was sorry and he apologized and he was ready to.
Now, what she did there, when she called him and asked why did he do it and gave him a chance to apologize, he also tells his lawyer, and the courts are aware of that. So when she made contact to ask why he did it, he only got like no more than 7 or 10 years for doing this. So she helps his court case. So the best thing she could have did was not contacted him, figured out on her own why he did it, because he's crazy and evil and he don't care nothing about her. And also she didn't understand
down and take accountability and
she didn't understand power and control. So all she had to do, since she could remember the events of what happened, it's sad because she's paralyzed, but she still didn't understand, or doesn't understand on this video at the time. She doesn't understand the power and control dynamic. So he was just taking power and control, and she was resisting the power and control. The biggest resistance is when he told her to pull off. Just do what the man telling you to do. He's telling you to leave. But she's in a power and control dynamic with her boyfriend, and he's a male and she's not. So she doesn't understand how males think. Most of them won't hurt you. A lot of them won't seriously hurt you or shoot you if you just listen to what they say. Most of them have a drop of good sense. And also it's a cry for help, because he's like, in his mind, he probably wants to calm himself down, but he can't do that because she won't do what he tell her to do. And this may seem hard because maybe y'all think I'm some kind of man worshiper, right? But anybody, if the shoe is on the other foot and you got a girlfriend with a pistol and she's taking your phone and took it out your lap and threw your phone, just leave the lady alone. If the lady's saying leave and drive off, you should leave and drive off. She had no plans of physically fighting him. So if she's not going to get a weapon, knock him upside his head, or do anything like that, just do what he says and leave. And I think it should apply the same if it's a lady doing this. Flee the scene. And then they could come back and talk about it later, or she can file a restraining order or do something.
How much time it was that he had to do. From there, everything with the whole court situation just changed. He ended up taking a plea. He pleaded guilty and he took a plea. It was 10 to 15 years, I His lawyer got my prosecutor to bring it down to 7 to 12 years, and he pleaded guilty. He got out maybe for like 2 months prior to the day he got sentenced, and April 9th was the day that he had to turn himself in. And I went to court. They asked me if I wanted to speak. I wrote this long message, and I spoke on the stand. He ended up getting out in between these times, and he was out on tether. It was just like, a lot of mess being stirred up in the pot because of our families. At the time, once I had got shot, I was in a program. It's called STARS program at St. John Hospital, where I wasn't allowed to have no phone, no computer, no tablet, nothing electrical where I can reach out to the outside world and let them know where I was. My relationship with God now is phenomenal, actually. I feel like forgiveness is a mental thing. If you are finding yourself to be stuck in the same position that you were, it's probably because you need to let something go. It was like, okay, I have to forgive him. I have to let this go so I can move on and I can start healing. And I have always been a grandma's baby. Like, even my grandma that had.
Look, she says she's a grandma's baby, but remember, she's in her grandma's car, y'all. The grandma is the enabler. So that's the problem. She is grandma's baby. So grandma originally gives her the vehicle for them to drive it. And that's why he's pissed off when she told him no, he can't drive it. Because this is grandma's enabling. Now, did grandma intentionally think it would go down like this? No. But what about if grandma would have said, nah, y'all not using my vehicle? Then she's not driving his ass around. So yes, she is grandma's baby, but now she's grandma's paralyzed baby, because the grandma can't say no.
Passed away, my dad's mom.
The grandmother can't say no to her. So, a lot of these cases, there's always this super nice person that's really the enabler, that's just always super nice. And whether they be letting people in their house or letting people use their vehicle, some kind of tragedy comes out of it because it's the Mr. and Miss Nice Guy stuff.
I was always with her. So if I wasn't with my mom's mom, I was with my dad's mom. So I've always been a grandma's baby. I call both of them mom, still do to this day. I'm looking forward to moving on my own really, really soon. I just filled out my permit application and turned it in yesterday. So to anyone out there who's going through any domestic or tragic life changes, I just want to tell you, just keep pushing. Whatever you're going through right now is seasonal. God has a bigger outcome for you in the end.
Yeah, and I agree with that. The Lord has a bigger outcome in the end, but it's so tragic. But the main reason I used that video, for one, my cousin sent it to me, and also I thought it was a good video to use the power and control dynamic. So I'm gonna just review some of the things. So the power and control dynamic, he was already taking power and control when they kept having petty disputes, and she may not say it there, but some of those disputes, he's probably raising his voice, yelling and stuff like that. I try to avoid men that when you having like a disagreement with them, they're raising their voice and stuff. So keep in mind, that's only like a 8 to 10 minute video. So you got to picture the dispute in the way that it's happening. So remember, everything's about power and control. Don't nobody love you. Not for real in the way that you think. It's very rare that somebody really just loves you. Okay. And this was a boyfriend. She didn't say she knew him a long time. She hadn't even known him since grade school. And even then, knowing somebody since grade school or since y'all was kids or in high school or middle school, when it becomes about power and control, it can just go all wrong. So you got to understand that these situations are not about love. They're about power and control. I'm not sure if she knew he even had a gun. She didn't say in the video he was unarmed or thought he was unarmed. So it sounds like maybe she was familiar with the fact he had a gun, because she never pointed out one time that he did not have a gun. I think she's on YouTube where she does an hour-long video about the situation. So my point with this is, if she knew he had a gun, it's extra crazy, or it's extra irrational. I'm not going to call her crazy. It's extra irrational to be arguing with him. Okay. So it just makes the situation worse, basically. So arguing with him. So he was always trying to take power and control when they was having their and talking something through and having a disagreement and working something through is different than constantly having petty arguments. So somebody that you having petty arguments with, most of the time you can't even stay on the phone with them for an hour without feeling like you're going crazy, because it's constant bickering and it just never ends no matter what. So then there's more power and control that he wants to take, because he wants her grandmother's car keys, because keep in mind the car she's driving is not her car. Then he's aggressively taking power and control when he takes her phone and throws it. But then she's steadily coming back to the scene. She at some point goes and drives and goes to the hookah store and stuff like. And then she mentioned in the beginning, when she was with his cousins or her cousins, that they went and bought a bottle. So during this time, is she inebriated? Is she high? So see, if she's even a little high, that affects her decision making, if that makes sense. So you can never be in full power and control if she's high like that. I wish she just would have did what he said and drove off, because that's what he was asking her to do. So in these type of situations, do what the person is asking you to do. Drive off, leave the phone. She can get another phone. He broke the phone. He threw the phone and broke it. So the phone is done. So she's crying and so upset about the phone. She stays around long enough to get shot 4 times, and she's paralyzed for the rest of her life. Now, there's only a 5% chance she could walk again. And some people do, y'all. They actually walk again, but it takes some years. So pray that she can walk again, or at least get to the point where she can stand up on her own to get in the tub or use the bathroom, stuff like that. Just pray for her. But basically, everything is usually about power and control. You want to nip that in the bud in early stages, and don't put yourself in those situations. If anyone tells you to drive off, just leave. See, because you got to like stop being so controlling yourself. I've done it before, y'all. Just leave. People ain't even got to tell me to leave. I'm going to just leave. He wouldn't have had to tell me nothing. But I definitely would have left when he said drive off. So I don't know what was going on in her family where she didn't want to listen to him. Like she want to like dominate a male. It just won't work in that situation. Especially when she had the chance to wave at the gun. If she's going to not listen to him, just snatch the gun on out of his hand. She could have done that too. Took the gun out of his hand and just drive off. He can't even shoot at the car then. So she's debating with somebody that has power and control issues and going back and forth with a boyfriend that ended up shooting her 4 or 5 times and paralyzed her. I think he shot her 4 times. So she's debating with somebody that has power and control issues, but she's really not strong enough to take any control back from him. So it's like she wrestling with a demon, and she not a demon. That's what happened. And so an angel got paralyzed. Hopefully she'll be able to walk again. Okay, so let me get back to these comments. Okay. So the brother says smoking porn all from a very young age. This brother's 29 years old. And I think I said thank you for the praying hands. I appreciate it. Um, I responded to when you said you're grateful for my answers. So no problem. I'm grateful that you asked. Social media with the porn. Okay, I answered that. Okay, soft porn. No such thing as soft porn. All porn is hard. Ain't no soft porn. That's that worldly talk that the world be telling you. Oh, it's soft porn. It's hard porn. All pornography is hard. Ain't none of it soft. I think the guy is able to act this way because the girl already gave him the power to control and intimidate her. Yes, exactly. So Evil Uki says, and I can call your name on this one because this is not personal. So Evil Uki says that you think the guys is yeah, because she gave him a lot of power and control, and that began when they was doing all the bickering and arguing. That was the red flag right there. Okay, now Evil. Let me see. Evil Uki says, and he's playing reverse psychology to guilt trip her into making her stay by letting her go. Now, in my opinion, he didn't want her to stay. He actually is telling her to drive away. See, that's the, I don't know if he believed in God, but that's the angels that could be whispering to him to keep him out of trouble too. So I believe when he was telling her to drive off, that he knows something wrong in his head. That's a cry for help. If she would have drove off, see, at that point, when he says drive off, he's outside of her car, y'all. You got to remember he's not in the vehicle. So yeah, it could be more like reverse psychology or a game if he's in the car. But he's outside of her car and she has her window down and he's saying drive off. He's not in the car. So at that point, in some sense, he's trying to give up his power and control. But when he's telling her to leave, she waves the gun. At some point, he ends up pointing the gun at her and she waves the gun and touches the gun. So see, in that case, if she gonna do that, she just got to snatch that gun out of his hand and drive off. But she's really not an aggressor. Somebody that's not an aggressor and does not have enough aggression in them shouldn't be playing around with somebody like that. She was young. She's a pretty girl, pretty chocolate girl, and she's not aggressive like that. So she shouldn't be messing with him. Like she said, she's a grandma's girl. She's a grandma and mama's girl, and she's messing around with a whole demon. And I don't know what her relationship was like with the males in her family and stuff, but it sounds like she wasn't under enough male control in the family to know when to listen. Like, had she ever been spanked by a man in the family? Has she ever been disciplined? Because there's no men in this story. There's just women. The only man that I'm hearing in this story is her boyfriend that shot her. I don't hear nothing about grandpa participating. Maybe grandpa had already passed away. It's grandma letting them use the vehicle. And then her mother, when she got shot, her mother was crying. So I don't hear any men in this story. So the boyfriend probably didn't have nobody to be scared of. It's too many women handling this. And none of them know what to do with him. But he telling her to drive off. So the lesson learned, I don't care if it's happening to a man. If it's happening, what I mean by I don't care, I care if it's happening to a man. But what I mean is that if you got a crazy lady and she done took your phone out your lap and threw it and broke it, and she outside your vehicle and she tell you to drive off, drive off. No matter who it is, the lady that's acting weird or the man. The lady could be acting crazy or the man. Just leave these people alone. Don't stay around for the show is the bottom line. because it's just a power and control situation, and you want to be in the more power and control situation, and you are in power and control when you just walk away or drive off. That's such a simple thing to do. That's way more simpler than being paralyzed for the rest of your life. So basically, okay, I'm going to end this live. Let me see if I got another comment. Oh yeah, you said Evil Looky says this was interesting. And I hope you have a good day ahead of you. I have to go to work in an hour. Take care of yourself, and I hope to join you soon. Much love. So yeah, you made it interesting too. So Evil Looky, when you came on here with comments and things like that, you made it very interesting as well. And I appreciate you for that. And other people can learn, because you got to remember, people watch the lives when it ends too. And if my lives are on when please subscribe too if you haven't already subscribed. So when my lives are on and you're at work, just when you get off work and have free time while you organizing and taking care of your business and chores, just listen to the live when you're off work too. So yeah, please. So yeah, so thank you for making this live interesting, and much love to you as well, and thank you for the heart. So thank you, Evil Looky, for participating in the live. This is what I like, for people to participate. And then I'll keep doing them. You know, I got video ideas galore, so I'll just continue. And may the Lord bless you, and just tap in and tune in for more. So I'm closing out. Thank you for tuning in to Advanced Insight Channel. I love y'all, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.